Classic League Podcast time!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 297 of the Classic Elite Podcast. My name is Scott. Joining me, as always, is Dustin. What is going on, man?
It's been a while. I was afraid I was going to pull a shoulder muscle doing the shimmy.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a delay hitting pause. Sorry about that. Or unpause. Yeah, we took a few weeks off as well, so sorry about that, everybody. That's just how it worked out. So, yeah, it's been a few weeks. What you been up to, man?
I'm an NRA instructor now.
A what?
An NRA instructor.
No kidding. I got ordained.
Yeah. You beat mine.
No, I'm in one of those bullshit churches so I can marry my friend.
Yeah.
But it's fun to say, like, I've got a thing that says I'm a minister. It's really funny. Yeah, I've got to marry someone in 5 or 6 weeks, sometime towards the end of September. Yeah, so NRA, teaching fools how to shoot guns, or just how to be a good member.
How to shoot guns.
Okay.
I'm not actually. I don't technically work for the NRA.
Okay.
I am qualified to teach their handgun classes.
Oh, okay. So is it like a volunteer thing? Is it a side gig?
Is hopefully going to be a side hustle.
Cool.
/ kind of personal journey.
Okay.
Something I'm passionate about.
Hell yeah, that's cool, man. I could use some instruction. Luckily, the first time I shot a gun, it was with somebody that is an unbelievable marksman. So I got some good basic tips for shooting a shotgun out of the way. No idea how to shoot a handgun. I mean, I've been able to hit targets, but it's basically luck.
Yeah.
You know, just pull my hands out and squeeze. So cool. All right. So we have ministry, and even though my mom is so pissed because, like, I'm not religious at all. So she's like so offended because she is that I'm a minister. She's like, it just pisses me off. Just because it's so silly to her that I have to be like a minister. She's like, you don't even believe in any of this stuff. And I'm like, it was a survey I filled out online, Mom. It's just what it is. So I got to say, signing up to be able to legally marry people in the United States is unbelievably easy and inexpensive.
Cool.
It was like first name, last name, email address. Click a button that verifies that I'm 18. And they're like, okay, now where they make the money is that you have to pay for the evidence. Like, they'll ordain you or whatever, but then you need to pay for the real certificate. They'll send you the email, but it's like copy, not valid. But it's cheap. They're just on your paper, so.
Cool.
But it's fun if you ever want to do that. But one thing is my buddy's making me wear what the groomsmen are wearing. You ever heard of the minister, or the officiant or whatever? Or the judge? Yeah, I hadn't either. And then I made a comment to my sister and her husband, and they were like, we just came from a wedding where that happened. So maybe it's like a new trend.
Maybe so.
Yeah, I don't know.
You should do that, but make all the groomsmen dress like priests.
There you go. Now we're getting to Monty Python fun, you know. Other than that, I did get to spend some more time up at the lake, which is cool. I always enjoy going up to Lake Erie. It's a good time. Yeah. Any family trips or anything? 'Cause it's been 3-4 weeks. Any good video game kid stuff?
Not really.
Someone was playing Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, Solly was.
Oh, that's good. He's still digging that?
Yeah. Yeah, he loves it.
I got to get back to that. But I've been playing another Zelda instead, so we'll talk about that in a bit. All right, do we have any announcements? I don't think we do, so maybe we can get into... There's no Keanu's, so I guess we can talk about video games.
Yeah, let's do it.
A new Need for Speed's in the works?
Yeah, yes. What in the hell?
I never... What?
I'm just clicking on everything right now.
Okay. Do you want me to read the article to people?
No. There's a new Need for Speed out. It's going back to the Most Wanted, which dates me. The one where you are running from the cops.
Okay.
But it looks like you're kind of doing legit runs, like races during the day, and then during the night, you're like running from the cops and trying to build street cred.
Sounds fun. Sounds like a nice callback to the way games were when we were in our like high school, like just out of high school age. I never got into any of the Need for Speeds.
Yeah, I put it in the notes just because I thought I had the same idea myself. Like the last time I was excited about a Need for Speed was Need for Speed 3 Most Wanted for the PlayStation 1.
Okay.
I was like, man, Need for Speed, that's still around.
Well, I get that, and I think Drive Club mixed up. Didn't Drive Club come out recently and have piss people off with free-to-play stuff or microtransaction stuff? Okay. Is Need for Speed guilty of doing that recently? Or has this been like a title that has been not around for a long time?
I'm sure it has. It's made by or published by EA, so I'm sure they did something dumb.
Well, that's definitely cool. It says, he is the 16th entry. So there's been a lot of these games. Jeez. Yeah. Forza's got some ground to catch up on. There was a 2015 reboot and then 2013's Rivals and Payback. So I guess the Payback was in 2017, so yeah, it hasn't stopped. So that's cool. So what else we got to talk about?
We also have upgraded Switch. You can now buy it. Not the handheld only version. This is the OG version, but it has a better battery life. It apparently has a better screen, and the processor runs a little cooler. They did a test. Somebody did a test. I don't remember. It's in the article.
Digital Foundry, probably.
Yeah. They did a test where they played Breath of the Wild for 5+ hours. I think it was 5 hours 36 minutes before it went dead.
That's really good.
The screen tests like it has better white balance.
Oh, nice.
And the Tegra X1 processor is running cooler, so it won't get as hot.
I think it shrunk.
Yeah.
Is why I think, and Dumbass might have commented, but I had heard that before, but I think we'll get to that in the feedback section. So, yeah. Now, what's the indicator? There's a clear indicator if you flip the box to look at the serial number. There's a way to tell which one you have. It has like XW, and Nintendo, I believe, had that information available. I don't think that it was like some weird, people cracking open stuff in like warehouses and leaking information. I think Nintendo was public about it, but I forget the identifier. I'm in unless mine breaks or whatever, and I want to replace it. I have no interest in either of the new iterations of the Switch.
Right. Mine doesn't seem to have poor battery life. I don't know what people are.
I feel like mine doesn't either. Of course, I don't know. I used to play it in my room, so I have a USB-C cable with me, within an arm's reach at all times I'm playing that, or it's docked. Yeah. So I've never really tested it, so it's never been a jarring thing for me. Yeah. It's never gotten in the way.
Solly plays that thing all the time.
Yeah,
all the time he's playing it, and he never like all of a sudden just runs out of battery power.
Huh. I feel like they do give you a really nice warning time. There's a nice lead. Sometimes when your laptop battery's dying and it's like, you got 8 seconds, it goes from like 3 minutes and you know that's not right. I think it's... I've heard other people speculating that the upgrade is... And a reason that they're not making a big deal is partly because it's a stealth way of them kind of correcting those vulnerabilities that were happening right out of the gate with the original Tegra one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is piracy that rampant on the Switch? I'm so detached from that because I'm like too lazy to even pirate.
Right.
It's like I don't even want to mess with it here. Just Steve Jobs was right about that. I'll pay for convenience. Yeah. Also, it looks like Nintendo wised up and got upset that 8-bit dough is just making bajillions of dollars selling people what they want.
Yes, there's an FCC filing that may indicate that there's a SNES controller coming out for the Switch, which also may indicate that SNES games are coming to the virtual library, not console.
Yeah, library, I think. I don't know what it's called. Is it? It's more of a library.
Buy Super Mario 3 again, I think is what they call it.
Yes, sir, may have another. It's kind of like, if I'm being honest with myself. All I thought about was 8-bit dough. Totally forgot about the possibility of SNES games finally coming to the online service. I'm okay with the 2 games a month or whatever, or the slow trickle out. It's fine, whatever. But man, it'd be nice to have if you could get 2 systems trickling, that would be really exciting.
Or if they just released,
or if they were just cool,
all of them,
just
Netflix subscription price.
I absolutely would subscribe to a Nintendo. I would I'd pay more than $2 a month for access to both those libraries.
Yeah.
Even though I have my Wii with all those games already, and they look and play great on those emulators. But I don't know what it is. Nintendo just has me suckered in with that magic. Just that bullshit that doesn't really change anything. It's the exact same game.
Now it's on a Switch.
But I'd be a sucker for it, most likely.
You can take it wherever you want.
Yeah, there was that's coming up in the next. So yeah, I'll use this as a bit of a transition. So I've bought and played a bunch of games on Switch, and I think that I finally know the 2 games that I'm going to buy in order to get that voucher discount.
Okay.
You know how you can spend like $100 and you get 2 games instead of spending $120 on both?
Right.
The Link's Awakening and Luigi's Mansion 3.
Okay.
I really loved... I never played the first one on GameCube, but I really loved that 3DS one.
Dark Moon?
Yeah, I think that is what... Yeah, I think that's what it is called, Dark Moon. That's a really fun game. It's outrageously repetitive. It's not difficult. But something about it. I just really, really enjoyed it. I've played through it a time and a half.
All right.
But that leads into Amazon's got a hell of a sale. Buy one, get one.
Yes. If you're listening to us right now, buy one, get one 50% off on Xbox One and PlayStation 4 games. Also, a few Moleskine notebooks. If you're
into that,
for one of those. Yeah.
Any of these?
I don't know. I don't know how those are related. They just must be overstock or something.
Yeah. Did any of these jump out to you?
Dark Souls Remastered, Last of Us Remastered for PS4, which is awesome. So super good game. Dragon Quest Builders is on there. Builders 2, rather. Not the first one, the second one, the one that just came out.
And since it's Amazon, you can mix and match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's really too bad that No Man's Sky isn't on the PS4 version. Because I hear that new VR patch is something else.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 11 is one that jumps out to me.
Ooh, yeah, I forgot about that one.
I just hear it's a super fun fighting game story. Sounds perfect. I mean, I enjoyed Soul Calibur, so yeah. Definitely some cool stuff on there. Did you ever get in the Yakuza games at all?
I played the first one. I really enjoyed it, but I fell off after that.
Yeah. Of course, that's on the list. That's why it jumped out to me. Is Zero's on here. Yeah. I think that's cool that games are cheap. It's just a feather in your cap, man, when you're talking about buying physical. And,
yeah.
You can still get... I really missed that pre-order bonus that Amazon had when you got 20% off if you pre-ordered it or bought the game within the first 2 weeks. That was a wonderful time. That was like Napster in high school. Like, man, this is great. Yeah, and I've never watched Akira, but the box set is on sale as well.
Yes.
35th anniversary.
It's pretty heavily discounted. It is $70 off. It's the manga box set.
Oh,
So
I thought those were DVDs.
Yeah, it's actually a bunch of hardcovers.
Oh, hell yeah. Boy, I've never read a full manga before.
Right now, it's selling for 144, I think. $144. So if you're interested in any way in Akira, especially if you want that super sweet box set, then head over to Amazon right now.
Oh yeah, we'll have to. I got to teach you how to build our affiliate links, because you can go to. You can really help us out if you click on our links instead of the one from just Amazon. I got to show you how to do that. It's easy. Yeah, we have Amazon affiliate links, so click on them, please. So the PS5 is finally going to have its. Yeah, I was trying to read through this Games Radar article, so fill me in. What do you mean maybe?
Next February, there may be details dropped about the PlayStation 5. There were leaked documents.
It's really light news week.
Yes. We're reporting on someone else reporting on leaked documents that
might be true.
In February. It's entirely likely due to, they're probably going to release the PS5 next holiday season. Yeah, exactly. So we're going to be hearing something sometime soon anyway.
It is always fun when it's new console season.
Yeah.
We've been through one of those as this show has existed, which is cool. So I'm excited to go through that again. Not necessarily us covering it, but it's really fun watching like the Giant Bomb guys and like the Easy Allies guys. I'm sure we'll be doing a lot of stuff with it, just to see what people on YouTube and whatnot think of the system and do streams and all the hot takes. I don't know. It's fun. People getting in fights on Reddit and YouTube, and it's Christmas. The PSVR 2 is probably going to be the thing that gets me tempted, because I really did enjoy the PSVR, and I wish I had it right now. I'm sure the 2 is going to be pretty cool.
I bet it'll be twice as cool.
No way. It'll be 0.
50% additional cool.
They should just do. They should just call it the PS5 VR 5. Just start lockstepping them with the same number as call it 5.0. Okay. Pretend you had dev kits. Just tied to the system, even though there will be backwards compatibility. PSVR 2 is such a lazy name.
PS5, PSVR 2.
But they did the Vita. That was hopeful.
Yeah.
And I thought Morpheus was a cool name when the VR was the Project Morpheus thing.
I don't know. Do you think it's going to be the PS5?
Yeah, why not? Isn't 4 like bad luck or death or something?
Oh, yeah.
But they still call it English 4. They don't use the Japanese word, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Why wouldn't they? Unless it's the last one and they just think that, I don't know, it'll just be a box that people use. Maybe they'll just call it the PlayStation again. I don't know. I would be shocked if they changed it from PS5.
The first one was PlayStation, so this one would be the PlayStation.
No, not. Well, you couldn't put that on a T-shirt. Did you see Ohio State is trying to trademark the word "the" on hats and shirts?
I did not.
Only that school would try something. That's awesome. Oh my god. I hate Ohio State. It's just so obnoxious by using the word the most common word. They want to trademark where it can be placed. Fuck off. Did you just hear that bird hit my window? How about that?
That was awesome.
Yeah, great. Yeah, he hates Ohio State too. He's like, fuck yeah, fuck them. So, Yeah, I mean, really, do you think they'll not call it PS5? Do you think there's any chance it's not a PS5?
I don't know. I just feel like they got to Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, and then they were like Call of Duty World at War, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Like that's 4 is usually or 5, I guess, is where they usually cut it off.
Okay. Yeah, all right. There is a pattern of that, so not that Sony developed Modern Warfare, but I know what you're saying. Like, it's a trend in the industry. So
yeah.
All right. I still will be surprised, but maybe less so after hearing that. It'd be a good bet to place if you're in Vegas.
Yeah.
If you could write the books on that, that would be pretty fun. Mm-hmm. Like 15-1 odds. Yeah. I'll throw 10 on that. Cool. Well, the Sega Mini knows how to market to Sega fans. It dropped an amazing commercial.
Very good commercial.
Does the Genesis font and against like the black background like give you a nostalgia jolt in a real aggressive way?
Oh,
And the way they do it in this spoof commercial really nails it. But yeah, they do a rendition of the Genesis does, except what's the girl's voice say? Does she say Mini?
30th anniversary.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
35th and is that one? It had been 35 years, right?
It's 30.
No, it'd have been
89.
I would have been 2 years old when it came out. That's right.
Yeah, 89. So yeah. It's cool. You can tell that there was like a low budget guy goofing around. Sounds like the kind of microphones we use. Just doing it's not like a heavily modulated voice. It's just a guy doing a voice.
Yeah, but it also sounds like something you'd hear on TV.
Yes.
Back in the 90s.
Yeah, absolutely. It was really well done. Good attention to detail. Good effort. And I even loved the way that they rattled off the games that are going to be on it, and then had the and many more, just like they used to. It was excellent.
Although when it didn't say what Nintendo don't, I got just a little bit of pain in my heart.
Yeah. They should have went for it.
Yeah.
Like, I could see, I don't know Doug Bowser, right? We haven't seen a trail of what he's done publicly. But I bet Reggie would have been all over that.
Oh, yeah.
He would have been... Someone in a PR system would have fed him a nice little comeback to Nintendo does. Like a screenshot of all the games you can purchase at Sega.
Yeah.
On the, not Virtual Console, the store, whatever. So, yeah. Also, we got 2 other quick stories from our buddy Dumez. The first one is there's an SNES emulator, the BSNES, and I'll read to you the email that he sent that kind of explains it, because I think he does a better job of what I'd be able to do articulating it. He says, if you just overclock a SNES CPU in an emulator, it would play the game and fast forward and not keeping it in proper time. But this new version of BSNES figured out how to overclock it, but keep all of the timing. So it's like having a more powerful CPU in the SNES, but the game still play at normal speed, which basically eliminates all of the slowdowns. And we'll have a video link that shows this off. And Contra 3 is a great demo. That's what you can see. Very cool, man. So definitely check that out. And then Dustin, why don't you talk about his next recommendation?
So we've talked about Bithead 1000 a bunch of times on the show. It's a great channel. He built a fire-breathing Nintendo 64.
Yep.
And it works. So it looks like pyrotechnics from like an Iron Maiden concert.
Yeah.
That plays Mario 64.
Yep. And he even he fabricated it, so it's made out of metal. And he made where the Nintendo logo would be up front, this like 3D N that spins around.
Yeah.
It just looks... It's got this
cool.
really aggressive like metal. It's just like really funny. It wasn't a song I recognized, so I don't know if it was Creative Commons, or in the YouTube library, or if he was like, screw it, I'm just gonna put in like music I like. But it's awesome. It's got to shoot 4 or 5 feet high off the base. It's substantial pyrotechnics.
Yeah.
So it's like a 20-minute video that shows him fabricating everything. I think it's all in high speed. And then in the end, he just does a really fun demo of just going nuts. It's like 19 minutes into the video. So if you're not interested in how it's put together, even though I would recommend checking some of that out, it's super fun to see. It just brings a smile to your face. So that's going to be it for news. Thanks, Dumez, for recommending some articles. And Dustin, you want to do some trivia or do you want to talk about YouTube?
Let's go ahead. Let's do trivia.
Okay. So, thanks to my mom, she sent me or gave me a retro video game quiz from the gaming room. We determined it's probably European, but printed somewhere in Chicago. And it's like 50 trivia questions that have been excellent so far.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you're not going to have a problem with this one. That would be a great, theme song to, chime this in. All right. Released in 1971, which computer game featured a journey to Willamette Valley and a possible game over due to the player dying from dysentery?
Oh, I'll piss.
That's a weird one to miss, dude.
Oregon Trail?
Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
Yes. I've told the story before, but in 5th grade, I got banned from the computer lab for 2 weeks, suspended for 2 weeks, because you couldn't delete some of the tombstones, and somehow there was one that you couldn't delete, and we would write mean things about this kid's pants and glasses on these tombstones. And we got caught. And of course, the 2 weeks I was out was the 2 weeks my mom was the volunteer to be the teacher chaperone in the computer lab. So there was no way to hide that I was being punished for being a shithead.
Oh. Wah, wah.
Brutal. And I swear I'm not making this up. The other kid that was caught, his mom was the mom that month as well. So we were just like, we deserved it. We were picking on a kid. We shouldn't have been doing that. So we couldn't hide it. I'll never forget that. I still thought it was funny. We just shouldn't have been so mean. What we should have done is not pick on somebody, and we should have we try to get away with bad words, push the. Yeah, that's what we should have done. The thought of not being able to delete stuff so people have to keep seeing it, that's funny. It just shouldn't have been about Ryan's pants. So, yeah. Oregon Trail. That was one of the games that we would play there. Oh, yeah, that's what we got on the subject. So, good job. Dustin is now... He's 9 for 13. Wow.
All right.
There were some really iffy ones. There were some really difficult ones early on, so it was looking dicey. But you've run into an easy streak. Even I'd be doing okay here. The Oregon Trail, correct. Boom. Nice job, Dustin. All right.
Boom.
Well, let's talk about YouTube. We also do a feature where Dustin talks. Both of us watch so much YouTube that he points one out that he's been watching a lot recently, and we talk about it on the channel. But before we talk about this one, I have absolutely hardcore binged Dr. Wolfula.
Oh yes, dude. A plus fuck sayer is one of my favorite texts I've ever gotten.
Oh really?
I read that. I cracked up.
He is very funny. He does when he cusses. It's excellent.
Yeah.
I was expecting him to be a little more aggressive with that, just because you pointed out that that tick or whatever. But I've actually seen a lot of the movies that he's reviewed, and then I've went and watched a bunch that I had, and then I'm like, I'm never gonna watch this movie. I just want to watch this guy goof around in his wolf mask. And then I got deeper into his channel where he's got his other character of Goulash or whatever.
Yeah.
It's amazing when they do back and forth because it's like one guy. It's like when you see Justin Roiland do Rick and Morty.
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh man, yeah, it's jarring. So yeah, it's cool. Dr. Wolfula, Dustin, it was an excellent, very, very, very funny review channel. So
from the Wolfie layer.
He did a promo for the Into the Darkness thing that Oliver Harper's doing.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, he did a little promo. That looks like it's going to be excellent. By September, his Last Action Hero, Search of the Last Action Hero documentary should be out about 80s movies.
Sweet.
And then he's doing another documentary on horror from the 80s.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so
That's
get excited about that. Ether, what's up, bud? Good to see you, man.
Ether, what is going on, dude?
So, yeah, who we featuring this week, Dustin?
Hold on. This week we're going to do... Oh, wait, hold on. We didn't do the YouTube channel of the week.
Week. Yeah.
This week is going to be... That's why I felt so off.
Yeah.
Eric July.
Okay.
And he is a kind of reluctant political commentator, someone who loves comic books. But actually, the first time I was exposed to him was through... He's the frontman of a band called Backwards.
Oh, okay.
And he's actually an ANCAP libertarian.
What's a NCAP libertarian?
And anarchist capitalist.
Oh, okay.
Libertarian. So that should give you an idea of what his politics are. But he talks a lot about the culture war and comics and how both of those two things are kind of related to each other. And he also just does comic reviews. So if you want to see what he thinks about like whatever comic run it's out recently, like he's really into the Saska Sisters Black Widow run.
Okay.
Which the Saska Sisters are a couple of female horror directors.
I've never... Is there anything I might recognize that they've done? Do you know? Are you familiar with them?
I'm not even familiar enough with them to tell you a movie that they've done. But I'm aware of them.
Okay.
It's one of those weird...
Yeah.
When he said Saska Sisters, I knew who he was talking about. But I couldn't tell you what they...
Very cool. I got into a comic book channel called Comics Explained. It's a big channel. After watching Endgame, I wanted to see what the comic version of the Infinity Gauntlet story was, to see what the differences were. There are differences. I guess that's... It's weird in the comics. I don't know. I guess I won't talk about it just in case. Because I would have to compare it to the movie, and that's relative. I'm like,
oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, it is funny that his motivation is very corny in my. It just seems a little weak, I guess.
Which in the movies or in...
It felt better in the movies, I thought, and that's kind of a flimsy premise. Like, it feels very unthought out. Like, why would just slapping off half of something give balance? It doesn't make any sense if you think it through. You just have to accept his motivation there.
Yeah, but yeah, in the comic is even, it's out there, like his motivation for doing it.
Yeah. Oh, so you know it too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It was like, it's just like a chick flick. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, yeah, I watched the other comic book. So, we've been on the same page, just not podcasting.
The same page? Mm-hmm.
What pun did I accidentally do there? Oh, a comic book page. I get it. Yeah. Damn. Right over my head.
The Eric July video that I'm going to feature this time is The Idiocy of Comics Have Always Been Political.
Have they?
No.
Okay, there you go.
Done.
Spoiler.
Watch the video.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of his things. He seems like a really fun, energetic guy.
Yeah.
Comes across really, really well. Oh man, Ether's struggling. I think he's out in Arizona, and it's 110 there. and it's supposed to be the racing for the next 10 days. That stinks.
Jeez.
That's hot.
That's hot.
I'd give it a go. Because like the winter sucks for so long in Ohio.
Yeah.
And give me one bad month and the rest all right. I don't know. It's like 40% of our year sucks weather-wise up here.
Yeah, like in Tennessee, it doesn't, like around the holidays, like around Christmas, it doesn't snow or anything.
Yeah. So I do like that.
It kind of sucks in Tennessee. And then when it gets cold, it's in like February. And nothing, like, you could get excited about snow around Christmas.
Yeah.
But by February, you're just like, this is stupid. Like,
dude,
January to May is like waste of a year.
Okay, so start that in November, and now you're where I'm at. And what stinks is all the good stuff is front loaded. When you're a kid, Christmas takes so long to get here, it feels like it's in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
And it's at the very beginning. You get to an adult and you realize you've been totally tricked.
Yeah.
And it's just miserable until May. So, yeah. Yeah, I like the seasons changing. I really like fall weather. I would miss fall weather. Like sweatshirt weather is awesome. When jeans and a t-shirt or jeans and a sweatshirt gets you through an entire day, that's the best.
Yeah.
So, cool. Well, yeah, check out Eric July. Definitely comic book related, which is cool. We have not really featured much in the way of comics. It's usually gaming or horror.
Yeah.
So, dipping our toes. We're expanding. We just say comics, so that the YouTube algorithm will stop unsubbing everybody. No, that's probably just people unclicking. Like, spring cleaning, these guys don't post anything anymore. Where's my review of iPad apps? They don't do that stuff anymore.
People don't play games on phones anymore, do they? I don't know. I feel like that's not. I feel like that bubble burst.
I think only in America, but it does feel that way. That can't be true, though. I heard something insane. I think it was on the Bombcast that King, the Candy Crush people, are dwarfing Blizzard and Activision in revenue.
I believe it.
Like doubling it. So it can't be dead. We just, in our bubble, our little insulated bubble, it's dead. People that, because the people that we listen to or whatever, or the articles that we read don't cover mobile stuff.
Yeah.
Unless it's something real special.
They're not making like, was it 10 million or you got to build a boat or like Angry Birds?
Yeah, if they are, they're not surfacing. They're not getting the buzz. There was that the people that did Journey, I think, just had an iPad game come out.
Oh yeah, they did.
Called it's like a one word swim or no. Shit.
Just pick a verb.
Damn it. I apologize, I can't remember it.
Climb.
No. It is something like that. It's a one word thing. Like they had Abzu, right? Didn't they do Abzu? And they did Journey and they did Flower, so it's like searching maybe. That's can you look that up for me?
Sure.
I thought I was
that game company.
Might be. I thought I had something to say and I didn't. Yeah.
Is it Sky?
Yes, thank you. Sky. That's what it is.
My favorite Paw Patrol pup.
It's too bad. It's too bad you know that. That's a tough. Not that it's like embarrassing, because it's just. But it's just that that I know that you're in a scenario where you are exposed to Paw Patrol all the goddamn time.
Actually, not that frequently.
Well,
anymore.
That's good. Anymore?
Yeah. Well, once, like I saw it pretty frequently when Solly was younger.
Yeah. And
probably as Simon gets older, it'll happen again.
I forget that there's that big of a gap. I figured that Simon was slotted right into that.
Mm-hmm.
So
not quite yet.
So you'll have some peaks and valleys. Like some of my friends, their kids are spread out apart. Where like one starts being a jerk in a certain way, they just figure it out.
Yeah.
They have like 4 years of it instead of just like 2 per kid. At least you get a little law.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And for the record, my favorite Paw Patrol pup is Zuma.
Okay.
Because he says dude all the time.
All right. I'm sure it was way better than Pound Puppies. Did you ever watch that?
Oh, man, I did, but I can't remember it.
I liked the brown one. He was like a hound dog looking thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to YouTube that.
Dude, don't. It's bad. I can't believe it's one of those that it's like I can't believe I have fond memories of this. This is trash. Sometimes you'll see like Flintstone Kids, or you'll see Darkwing Duck or something, and you're like, all right, yeah, okay, totally not embarrassed. But then you watch like Gobots or something, and you're like, God, I loved Gobots. This is not very good. Or like Gummy Bears is a good one. That song still holds up well. That song jams. That song's real good. Yeah, I guess, Dustin, what have you been playing? I don't know what else to talk about.
Speaking of social media, everybody share our stuff.
Oh, yes,
share
please.
our stuff. And
we'll give you a friend point.
Post it on your favorite message board. Because YouTube doesn't give a shit about us, and they will derank us lickety split. Like, they don't share our stuff, they don't surface it. It's buried.
Yeah. So, help share it if you want others to hear us.
Yes.
The audio stuff does okay, but yeah, it'd be nice to have the video stuff also get some traction. You can see birds slam into the background. Right? You never know what's going to happen. I thought someone was knocking on the window.
If I saw someone, like, I will warn you before they have a chance to knock on your window.
Thank you.
I'll be like, dude, over your left shoulder.
Get your gun.
You need to get out.
I'd have to go get one. I'd yell at him. I'm like, I'm on air. Come back later. I don't have anything. Here's Mario All-Stars. Go away. So, yeah, you've been playing some Max Payne?
Yes. So you know who else is the victim of a massive corporation? Max Payne.
There you go. Which platform and which one?
So I was going to play it on the PC version, but the Steam version of Max Payne doesn't like to work.
Uh-oh.
And when you get it to work, the audio doesn't like to work. So you have to hack it like 15 different ways to get the Steam version to like play on your PC nowadays.
Sucks.
And it's probably super easy. I just didn't want to do that. So I downloaded it off of Xbox Live a million years ago, and it's on my 360. So nice. I booted that up and played it. So it's the Xbox version on my 360.
Cool. Yeah, the big guy. I never got around to that. I feel like I really missed out, especially seeing how much you really enjoy the Max Payne games.
The first Max Payne is easily one of my favorite games ever made.
How long does it take you to play through it? Would you guess now? Like you down to like 4 hours kind of a game, huh?
No, like probably 6 hours. It probably took me to get through it.
Oh, and you beat it?
Oh yeah. I just finished it before we jumped online.
3 episodes in a row. You've seen credits. Bravo, man.
Yes,
that's a winning streak.
It only took a month for me to get to a to play.
Doesn't matter.
It counts.
Counts. 3 episodes in a row. You saw credits. I can't say that. Seeing credits in a video game is so satisfying.
It is.
Getting a trophy doesn't do it for me. It is fun to have it pop, but credits is what it's all about for me.
Yeah.
So
that's our new podcast series. Credits or bust.
That would be fun. Have I told you about the YouTube channel I'd like to do? I'm too lazy to do it. But so I'm a mediocre guitar player, right? So I would like to document me learning a new song, and I know that I've learned it well enough to move on to the next one when I can play it and get a copyright claim.
Hey!
And turn it into a meta game.
Yeah.
I'm just too lazy to produce it, but it would be super fun to get good enough to get a copyright claim. Like, all right, I know that lick well enough. Let's move on to learn this one. See who I can. Man. It would just be fun.
I bet 2 or 3 years of that YouTube channel, you would be a badass guitar player too.
Probably, yes, I would. I would know all these
stellar.
crazy songs. I'd be like, well,
Yeah.
I guess I got to get around to learning that one because I have to move on. It would break my heart, though. I'd forget so many songs, too. But, yeah, I just thought that would be a fun way to hold myself accountable and a fun game to see if, like, I can get an algorithm to say that I'm good. There's no... Yeah. I'm objectively sounding close enough. So let's move on.
Yeah, when the robots say you're good, you're good.
You're good. It'll save my life. I'll be their jester.
Yes.
Play for me, human. That would be funny. They're like, play me Dark on the Dominoes, Layla. So what gave you the itch to play Max Payne?
I don't even know. I woke up that morning, so...
You're like, I want slow motion shooting at people.
Yes. The reason I even got an opportunity to play a video game was because Simon was constipated. And he was up from 10 p.m. to like 4 a.m. one night, and I was up with him.
The third shift, always fun. Yeah,
it was Sunday night, Monday morning. So at 3:30, I emailed my boss and was like, hey, I'm not coming in today. And then I went to bed and woke up, and it was like 8:30 in the morning, and I was like, oh, I have a whole day to do whatever the hell I want.
Hell yeah, nice.
So I was going to watch Day of the Dead, but for some reason my brain was like, no, you should play Max Payne instead.
Good choice.
So I did.
Well, I'm happy for your child's discomfort so that you could enjoy Max Payne.
Yeah. But yeah, Max Payne, that game is fantastic. I've told this story before, but I played that game. The first time I played it was on the PlayStation 2 version, which is easily the worst version of the game. And I love that game so much. I played it until my TV broke. And when my TV broke, I took the PlayStation 2 and connected it to a camcorder. And I played Max Payne 2 on the viewfinder of a camcorder.
Gotta do what you gotta do, man.
That's how much I love that game. That Max Payne is the first game I beat on every single difficulty level.
I think I've done that on Mario Kart Wii. I think it's the only one I've done that on. Maybe 8. I don't know if I went through easy. That's cool, man. How many difficulty levels? 3, 4?
There's the normal difficulty. There's a slightly more difficult. It's called Dead on Arrival. The next one I think is Hard Boiled Detective, maybe. It's a reference to the John Woo movie Hard Boiled. Okay. And then that's the hardest level. That's the normal game. And then there's New York Minute. New York Minute is when the level starts, you have 1 minute to get through the level. And you get more time by killing enemies.
Okay.
But you just have to haul balls.
That's cool.
Kill enemies. Like you can't.
I bet there's some fun speed run stuff on YouTube about that.
Yeah.
Good deal. Well, play anything else?
Actually I did. I played some Blazing Chrome.
Oh, that's right. Yes, you sent me that picture.
Yeah. Not only did the kids love it, I had all the ragamuffins over and they were playing it 2-player. But I was playing it myself, and that game is great.
I was wrong. It does save after you beat a level.
Okay.
In normal difficulty.
Sweet.
Like, it feels like DuckTales 2.
Yes.
That overworld option screen. Mm-hmm. Except when you turn the game back on, I hadn't beaten the boss of the level yet. So after you do beat the boss of the level, it does stay defeated in the easy, or not easy, the normal mode or whatever.
Okay.
So, yeah, Blazing Chrome's really fun.
Yeah, it's great.
I wish that, like, Jake Kaufman or somebody, like, I just wish that there was more oomph in the soundtrack. Maybe later in the game there will be.
I do have a problem with, like, you have the machine gun,
mm-hmm.
and then you have 3 other weapons, and the other weapons Well, one is the laser whip thing,
Yeah.
which is kind of meh, and the other two.
It's from Contra Hardcore, huh?
You can't just hold down the button. You have to hit the button.
Yeah. Yeah. But in real Contra, it was better to just smash the button anyways.
Really?
Yeah, like on spread.
Oh, okay.
I think spread on the first one, it might not even continue firing.
Yeah, I think in the NES version you have.
I think you got to keep. Maybe
Unless
that's what it's an homage
gun.
to. So yeah, but the kids were liking the 2-player.
Yeah, even though it's a difficult game, but they loved it.
Yeah, because it's okay to fail as a kid, especially in video games. It's a great way to actually fail is in video games because it's a fun way. Yeah, I mean that's why Dustin can get screwed out of an RNG hit from no hit Castlevania run.
Yes,
that seems impossible to me. So cool. I've been unbelievably busy. Stuff I don't really or can't really talk about online. Just work is just unbelievable. So I have not played very many games. But I did, I don't know where, get an urge to play Link Between Worlds. Okay. Started a new save file, and I forgot how much I adore a Link Between Worlds. It's not like a sequel to A Link to the Past, but it's in the same universe or game idea. So I have gotten through the first 3 stages, and I'm now flipped to like the Dark World or whatever.
Okay.
But I haven't talked about the game in a while, and I just got to say, I adore the inventory system. It's amazing. It's so clever. You don't find the items in dungeons. Like, you don't find the hook shot. You don't find bombs. You buy them or rent them based on money that you found. The prices are good. And you don't have... It's not... You don't have limited resources. It just uses mana to lay a bomb, and it refills quickly. So it's super convenient, and it's all about figuring out puzzles to navigate the world. And you might realize, like, oh, crap, I probably need the hook shot here. And they give you little indicators before you go into a dungeon in the first part of the game on what items you need. Mm-hmm. So, and again, they're really affordable. But when you do die, they take all your items away from you, and you have to re-rent them. Oh, but you keep all your money.
Okay.
So if you're collecting money, or you can quit, and it goes to your last save spot. So you can save scum if you need to. But if you want to continue... then you do lose all your items. Now, after you've gone through, I think at some point, and it might be after you beat the first 3 stages before you get to the Dark World stuff, you can eventually start to buy the items. So when you die, you keep them, but they're ridiculously expensive. It'll cost 50 rupees to rent arrows or whatever, or the boomerang, but like 800, I think, to buy it.
Oh, wow.
But there are rupees galore through the game. So, and you also don't have to upgrade your wallet. You have 4 digits worth of inventory. So if you come across several of the 100 rupee hidden things, now you can find a lot of hidden rupees, which is cool. It's tight. It's never a hassle to get around. There's a really nice fast travel system. That unlocks really naturally. But when you do have to move around from screen to screen, it's tight. It's just really clean, easy made, like easy to play game. The way they made it, it's just awesome. The soundtrack and the remixes of the music are excellent. The bosses have been super easy. A+. I really don't mind easy bosses in Zelda games. Give me big, giant, easy bosses. So far I've gotten that. So yeah, A Link Between Worlds is an excellent game. The whole mechanic of sliding into a wall is very fun. It adds really nice puzzle-solving elements and ways to explore to find stuff. So all the good stuff's there. All right, that's what I've been playing. We have a lot to read, so let's start reading, Dustin. We'll do Dumez's feedback on our last episode first.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and I'll start. I know that I do have it somewhere. I'm going to read from the bottom up since right? Wait,
Yeah,
was Blair Witch what we talked about first?
Yes.
Okay, so why don't you start and you just tell me when you want to go?
All right. You want me to start from the top?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. So he says Blair Witch Project is a lousy movie. He hated it then and he hates it now. I mean,
liked
in
it
America,
then.
you're free to be wrong. I don't know how it is in Canada. You might get arrested for being wrong and putting it on the internet. But I don't know. Good luck.
There'll be Monty's there waiting for him.
Yeah.
I loved it then. Haven't seen it recently. But Dr. Wolfula's review is excellent. It's so good. Demez might disagree with some of the conclusions, but I think he'd enjoy the review. And before you read this next one,
okay,
he lost me with all the instructions. He says it's easy, and then he writes a novel. I'm out. my solution was 3 clicks, and I just came back next day, and it was done. But go on.
He says, Scott, we got to talk. Try to get the English audio in about 20 seconds instead of that horrible handbrake stuff you did. Follow exactly as I describe. Download Avidimux.
Out. Don't know what Avidimux is. Nope, done.
Drop the video into it.
What's that mean?
Top click.
Drop the video into what?
Top click audio.
Is that software?
To main track. On the new video, click the showing audio stream, and you can now choose a different stream, the English one. Click OK. In the Output Format tab near bottom, choose the same format as the source video, probably MP4 mixer. Click File Save Video. This will remove the bad track, and the new file only has the track you want, and it will not recompress the video.
Well, there is a lossless option in Handbrake. I don't know if I get a hair at my butt. Maybe I'll try this someday. But this is really going to grind his gears. I'm watching it through Plex, which is transcoding it anyway. So there's compression happening all around. So it now works. So moving on.
Back away.
That is great information. I appreciate you sending me that stuff. But it's done. For now, it would be more work. Even though this is a better solution, I would now have more work to do. So, but he is right. That is a much better solution. So I will, if I run into that problem again, I thought I might. Did you see the fan edit? There's a fan edit of The Hobbit. It's like 4.5 hours long. It takes all the movies, and it's called J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit.
Cool.
So I think it cuts out a lot of extra stuff. I think it's supposed to go with the movie or the book more. So
cool.
But that played fine. So, but Avid Mux, that is a good. I'm sure I'll run into a need for that in the future, especially if I can't. Like, I like to buy 4K Blu-rays, but I'm not going to buy a 4K Blu-ray player so I can rip 4K Blu-rays. So I might have to get on the CD side of the internet to get the 4K rips. So if I run into that again, I don't know. I might have to get Audio Mux. So cool. All right, thanks, Dumbass. Appreciate it, man. I'm being goofy.
He goes on to say, on the PC Engine, Sapphire is a badass shooter, but for the real thing, it needs the arcade card and $1,000 plus game card, both expensive. My Super CD System 3 plays it, though, on real hardware natively, and I can confirm it is an awesome shooter, and it is really cool. It is included on the PC Engine Mini system. This is the kind of game, and it stops there. It cuts off.
But awesome games?
Yeah, this is the kind of game, and then
that normally always gets overlooked. The expensive, rare, but awesome game.
Sweet. And okay, 2 questions. Scott, how far did you get in Final Fantasy VI with the ROM fix patches? Dustin, how far did you get with the Ease for English dubbed patch game?
I don't remember playing Final Fantasy VI with the ROM fix patches. I have no memory of that. Did he send them and I played them? Does it sound familiar to you?
It doesn't sound familiar to me.
I feel like the only thing I've done is fire up Final Fantasy VI on Steam to make sure it worked. I haven't played the game, so less than 10 minutes. It sounds kind of familiar, though. I'm sorry, dumbass. I don't remember. What about you with Ys 4?
I burned it to a disc and confirmed that it worked, and I haven't really got into it yet.
Okay, cool.
But I have the physical copy. It's ready to play on my Turbo Duo.
Gotcha. Okay, and here's where he goes. The old Switch is 20 nanometers and the new one is 16. Smaller, more power efficient.
Ah.
I also heard that they put different memory in there, different NAND memory. So maybe it takes less juice to run. Because it says, Duels, I just saw the funniest hashtag for the new Mech Assault game. Mech America Great Again. It's pretty funny. Yes, a good TurboGrafx 16 for the PC for sure. I got the Turbo and the CD on my RetroArch. Dude, I gotta look into RetroArch. That front end, just for the TurboGrafx stuff alone. Yeah, I hear the Game Room guys talk about it. Or Game Club. Retro Game Club. Cool. He also says Legendary Axe is a bit of an awesome game of its time, but if you play it and like retro games, it's really good and fun. And the difficulty ramps up good. Easy for the first, then ramps up more and more the further you get. He says the Axe power system is very satisfying. Check out Astyanax on the NES. It's basically the same game. Astyanax I remember seeing. I've never played it, but I remember that title. And lastly, he has a recommendation. He says, if you want to see Jesus jump off across to fight, check out the review of RGT85 channel. I remember he reviewed it, and it was hilarious. I do think it's funny to have. I mean, you have mashups of SNK and Marvel characters or whatever. Like, let's get the gods in there. So, all right, cool. And then he also wrote an email that I wanted to read, and then our good buddy Kevin, saved the best for last, has wrote an email that he jinxed us. Kevin has this amazing ability to write us an email right before we need to take a break.
Yeah.
Didn't you write us one right before we had the hiatus too?
Yeah.
Like right before. Oh, well. But Dumez spent over $500 on HD Retrovision cables. So they all work on it. I won't get through all of it, but there are some fun nuggets in here. Basically everything works. Adapters with his Genesis. So they work on his PS1, Saturn, PC Engine with the 3DS3 flash card. The Genesis SNES he bought for the PS2 and the Wii as well. The PS2 and the Wii are cheaper because they tap into the native component signal, which is cool. And then he also has that 8-port switcher, which is really cool. Yeah. Remember talking about that? Mm-hmm. He says HD Retrovision is also in heavy development in their Dreamcast cable, so he's eagerly awaiting that. Very cool. Those guys know what they're doing. Big fans of HD Retrovision.
That component switch, he said it like auto detects.
Oh, I didn't even.
You just turn on the system and it just auto detects it and picks it up.
Oh, that is amazing.
That is
auto
awesome.
Switching. That's the dream.
Yeah.
So having 8 ports of standard component is really cool. So he can still plug his NES into it and have everything auto switch. Like, that's really cool. He says so far all the solutions for the Dreamcast cable are crappy. So he's excited for this one to come out. He says, all in my 36-inch Sony CRT, which I have 2 of, 1 spare. Good call. So I will leave the Dreamcast on 240p 480i switch permanently. Instead of that.
I need a CRT.
You don't have one? That surprises me.
I don't. Yeah, I need one for House of the Dead on Dreamcast. Like Lightning game.
Yeah. I thought you just might want to. It seems like the best way to play TurboGrafx games is a real CRT.
Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't bother me. I'll just throw them on an HD monitor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, look on Craigslist. Do you guys ever go garage sailing? They're getting more and more hard to find now, but
Yeah.
I want to trade mine. I have one of those true flats where it's a CRT, but it's got the flat panel on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I want the bubbled panel. Give me that. God, we had a piece of shit TV. What was it? It was a huge 27-inch, maybe even 32-inch, like one of those monsters from back in the day, which sounds hilarious to say now.
Right.
Oh, it was like Toshiba, or it was some weird thing. But man, I really wish I had that TV back.
Yeah, for people who don't know, CRT TVs are deep.
Oh yeah,
They're big, but then they go back.
yeah, several feet, like a foot and a half or so, depending on the. Yeah, the Sony made really good CRTs.
Yeah.
I think no, he would have said that was a PVM. He wouldn't have said CRT if it was a PVM.
Yeah.
So he says it is glorious. He says what's funny is outside of YouTube gaming friends, no one knows what the fuck a component cable even is and why these are so special. I love this. He goes, I've never known anyone in my personal life locally that has ever used a component cable for anything. Never even did their DVD players back in the day. Nothing came with them, so no one knew they existed. He's like, and get this, my nephew, who was a teenager during the PS3 life cycle, when he finally grew up and PS4 was basically coming out, we moved a new TV into his room, and the motherfucker had the yellow, white, and red cables for his PS3 the entire life cycle, even with that nice LCD TV. He said he didn't even understand why I was spazzing out on him, and he says, what? I hooked it up. What's the issue?
Man.
Or he says, what? Wait, it looked good to me. What's the issue?
Man, holy cow.
Come on, you've had to experience this where, like, you go over to someone's house, like someone's parents' house or someone's house, and you're like, you have this flat screen TV. Why are you watching the channel stretched?
Yes.
So you go into the settings and you force 1080p or 720p or whatever, and it's like, no, go to the H. Like that was the worst when there was still standard channels and then there was the HD channels.
Yeah.
Oh, it was like, I know, Mom and Dad, that like Channel 4 was where you watched the news, but type 1004. It's like so much better, please. But yeah,
Demez, did you give him an HDMI cable? Like, did he see HD for the first time and it like melted his face? Like, I gotta know.
he did say all he needed was a $3 HDMI cable. He says, wow, long enough email, but I'm excited and had to share it. And holy hell, the PC Engine looks good with HD Retrovision. It taps into the RGB like all others. Yeah, so I didn't realize that the Genesis adapter would let you use the... Do you have that Genesis adapter?
Yes.
Have you tried that with your TurboGrafx? No. Oh.
I didn't know that was an option.
Try that. Scratch everything I said. You have the best way to play it already. If that adapter works.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Great email, Demez. I'm very happy that you got... You're further down the rabbit hole than I ever could have imagined being down. Also, what's really cool is he was able to spend $500 on HD Retrovision cables.
Yeah,
like their inventory shit is finally they've got it cracked. They have other people like the Castlemania games and Amazon have their cables just readily available. It's like, oh, awesome. Because there for a long time, you had to get lucky and just. It was like early limited run games. You just had to be... The only reason I got the cables was you noticed it right away and texted me. And I bought the cables. I was like, oh, that's... All right, there's $100 gone. Thank you, Dustin.
One of the few times I've cost you money.
Hey. No, I'm grateful you did.
Yeah, okay, good.
Because I love those cables. I wouldn't want to wait till now to get them. So... Yeah. And then finally, our good friend, Kevin, also from Canada, wrote us an email.
Yeah. So, he says, hey guys, been a long time since I wrote something. Since last time I did write something, you took a 2-month hiatus. So out of spite, I've been holding back. That's not true. I've just been busy. I'm glad to see that Dustin has been playing Silent Hill 2. I love that game. I own all of them because I like to watch my money burn and have repurchased them on multiple occasions because I'm a fucking idiot. I highly
We should play a bingo game with Kevin's emails because he always, when he feels guilty about rebuying a game, he emails us as therapy. I think.
Yes.
We're like his. We'll bring it back to the priesthood. We're like his confessional. He's like, Father, it's been 2 months since I have sinned. I rebought Silent Hill again.
If we searched him in our email account, we could see how many times he picked up. What you call it? That game he loves.
Well, it's either like a Shovel Knight or Binding of Isaac or
Binding of Isaac. That's it. Yeah.
Dumbass is the same about he's super into that one too. I think I remember Biff McSkylark being really into it. I apologize, Dumbass. I'm no longer confident in that statement. I don't know if he was a big fan or not. Anyway, sorry. He was Silent Hill.
I highly recommend the Silent Hill reimagining that was originally on the Switch. Shattered Memories. I think he means Wii. You can pick this up for the Switch and pretend you're in a wheelchair. Fun? Or stupid alarm stopped. Or if you're like me and like to burn money, buy it on the Vita. It's a great retelling of Silent Hill, and I wish they did more with it. Don't even bother with the Vita Silent Hill, which is Book of Memories.
Okay.
Because I don't know what the hell they were thinking with that game. This is why it hurt me so much to see PT or Silent Hills get canceled, as this was the reason I got a PS4 to begin with. As new consoles are being announced, I've come to realize that I will no longer be buying new consoles because I'm a broke MF. My last he censored himself, not me. My last console I plan to buy is Switch, but for $600 Canadian. Lol.
That's brutal.
Yeah, that's hard. That's rough.
Well, they're going to cost that with our tariffs now. Thanks.
Did those get pushed back?
I hope so. I don't know.
They got pushed back. I thought I saw.
And I also don't think that they were going. I think it was if another aspect of them was enacted, then it would start hitting video game consoles. But they were just like one tick away. Still, free trade really helps people. Like, it's really silly to do this. Anyways.
He goes on to say, I'm not buying it, but EGAS Nintendo announced a $200 version, which has me intrigued, but I can't play on the TV, which is a bummer. I don't plan to play my Switch outside of the house because I don't want to get shanked and I drive everywhere because I'm lazy and fat. So I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I know you guys are biting your lower lips to see what will happen next.
I was biting my lower lip at that moment.
Resident Evil 2 Remake was a fantastic game. I beat it over the weekend, and to my surprise, it is hella short. I was playing the remake and the OG at the same time, OG on Vita, and they're both pretty close to the same length. I wish they did a little bit more with the second scenario, but it treated the second scenario as the only scenario. It would have been cool to see the effects that one character left on the other. This way, you'll think twice about picking up all the ammo the first run, but then I fought a boss that I had already killed and realized that's not how the game works, or that's not how the game is. Whatever, it was enjoyable either way. Stupid that they charge you to have the OG soundtrack, but the 90s skins are free. Stupid. Also, with Stranger Things, I was hoping after this season they would have made an anthology and the next season would have been different characters in a similar situation, but alas, that is not the case. I love the show, so what do I care? Also, The Simpsons will be doing a Stranger Things for the new Treehouse of Horror, and yes, I still love The Simpsons.
I might watch that
nuts. One. It's nuts that The Simpsons are still a thing.
Yeah. And King of the Hill's not. King of the Hill's way better.
I recently purchased the Heavy Rain bundle, and then it was free. I love my life. And replayed Heavy Rain. That game is a bag of farts with some of the funniest French accent English voice acting I've ever heard.
Oh, he's probably hypersensitive to it being in Canada too.
Oh yeah, it's like
got an ear for a wonky accent.
Yeah. I didn't notice it the first time, but man, it's tough to get through. I later saw that the game had Portuguese dub, and since I'm Portuguese, I tried it. I felt like my mom was yelling at me the whole time, so after wiping my tears, I changed the game to French voice acting with subtitles. Huge difference. The game is still a bag of farts, and if you've played If you've played it, you know it's mostly due to the story and not the game. Although the gameplay is also farts when it comes to motion controls. How hard is it to turn the keys?
Hey,
Anyway.
before we jump in, did you play or did you download the Detroit 2 Human? That was a PSN game last month.
I'm not on PSN Plus anymore.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I heard Detroit's awesome. Right,
Yeah.
and the same developers?
Yeah, the
Quantum Break, Quantum Dream? Quantum Dream?
I think.
I'll go with Dream.
Like, it'll be E3. Their video for their game is we'll start playing. And I'm like, this game looks awesome. I want to play it. And then Quantum Dream comes up and I'm like, never mind.
Okay.
I'm good.
I didn't play Heavy Rain or Beyond. Was that them?
Yeah, Beyond Two Souls.
Yeah, I didn't play either of those. I remember Tony really liking the beginning of Heavy Rain because of the whole sun thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I remember about it. Okay.
Right.
I just wanted to see if you got Detroit or if you'd tried it or what you thought of it.
That one seems cyberpunk, so maybe I will force myself to play it.
Oh, hey, speaking of cyberpunk, did you see on Twitter Max Durat was asking for people that are really into the first Deus Ex, the 2001?
Oh, no, I did not.
You should reply to that tweet because he's trying to ask people that are fans to like check his script and stuff.
Cool.
So,
man, he's been killing it on YouTube.
His 46 and 2 video is excellent. The Tool video.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
It's really good. I like the whole
So
Carl
good.
Jung and, next consciousness thing. It's pretty cool. Stepping out of your shadow and all that. Yeah, I think he's really good. Oh, speaking of Tool, we'll get to the last part here in a little bit. They released a new track for their album coming out at the end of the month. Mm-hmm. And it set a record for the first song that's over 10 minutes to crack the Billboard Top 100. Like,
wow.
It's a prog song from a heavy metal act that hasn't put out an album in 13 years. And then their album Anima from 96 charted in the top 10 because of all the streams, because they just on August 2nd put all their music on streaming services and they got so many streams that they charted. It's
That's awesome.
Cool. I can't wait for that album. I'm very excited.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, big fan. So, all right, let's. Our buddy always has a fun question for us.
All right. Anyways, now for my question of the week. What is a game that you find yourself defaulting to when you don't have anything to play? I know Scott said Contra and Dustin said Castlevania. What other games? Mine is Binding of Isaac, the best game I've ever played. I've easily put in more than 100 hours in each game. That's right, I have it on the Wii U, PC, Vita, and PlayStation 4 because I'm a fucking idiot. I'm surprised I never hear you guys talk about the game. Try it out. If you enjoyed Rogue Legacy, you'll enjoy this game. There is no point to this email. Until next time, Kevin out. Sent from iPhone.
There you go. Yeah, the only time I played Binding of Isaac was back when the controls just said get Joy to Key if you want to play with a controller, and I've never bought it again. I'm not much of a dual stick guy, but I should give it a go.
I don't know that I own it on anything.
Yeah, I do have it on PC. Yeah, there's Rocket League is a game that I'll go to if I'm bored and don't have anything to play. Mario Maker 2 has been that. Oh my god, what an awesome freaking video game that is. I absolutely love it. Tetris 99 is an awesome one recently that definitely falls into this category. I play that pretty regularly. Yeah, I'd say that recently, over the last year or so, those have been the ones that have been, I got 15 minutes to kill, or I'm absolutely bored, I don't know what I want to do, I'll kill 15 minutes or whatever. Yeah, what about you?
Max Payne is one of them.
Castlevania 2, the games you've beaten the last 3 weeks.
Yeah. Let's see, Mirror's Edge. That's
Oh,
one of my,
okay.
like, comfort video games. it's pretty funny. There was it may have been like the last Podcastle guys. We had them on guest.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, we had guests on, and we were talking about games that would never get sequels. And I was like, Mirror's Edge, that'll never get a sequel. I love that game, but it'll never get a sequel. But yeah, they got a sequel.
It did. Unfortunately, not the sequel you were hoping for.
I don't know. I own that game. I think it's still in the shrink wrap. I just have to.
I just heard Catalyst was so.
Yeah, I did too. The Last of Us I've played through a lot. RE Remake I've played through a lot. Yeah.
There you go.
I probably have more I could come up with.
Yeah, I do. Mario Maker 2 feels like a little bit of a cop-out because I will gravitate towards something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just an older game, and he took Contra and Castlevania out for us, which I have been playing that recently as well. I just play it till I die. I have not beaten it yet, but I get pretty far regularly. I'll get to 6 or 7. It's always
Sweet.
a dumb death. It's always a dumb death. I just wasn't paying attention. It's very rare in Contra that, surprisingly, there's a lot of rough edges on that game, but somehow it is really, if you've memorized the game, it's really your fault.
Yeah.
Sometimes I screw up. So that's a good question, man. I like that one.
Good stuff.
So cool. I think that's going to be it for the show. We keep it under an hour and a half again. We've done very well with that. I thought this one was going to be a long one. So happy for us. I got to go bury a bird. So wrap up the show. I want to thank everybody very much for checking out the podcast. I want to thank Ben Landis very much for letting us use his song Through the Forest as our intro music. Want to shout out to Cubby for his outro song, Tidal Force, that is used for the audio listeners. Our RSS feed is available at our website, classicelite.com. That's classic L337. That's also our email, classicl337@gmail.com. If you have any feedback for us, we're on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, SoundCloud. Every app I've tried, we recommend Podcast Addict if you're an Android user. Yes. Otherwise, Apple Podcasts or iTunes seems to work just fine. Social media, our handle everywhere. That's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Twitch is just at Classic Elite, Classic L337. As mentioned earlier, we do have Amazon affiliate links. If you do go to Amazon and buy video games through those links, we get a little tiny commission. If enough you do that, we cover our costs for the year to host and produce the podcast. We don't charge for time, just the fees that come out for hosting and all that kind of stuff. So we don't need much. I think that's going to be it. So I want to thank everybody very much for listening to episode 297, and we will see you next week for episode 298.
Boosh.
Boom. All right. Thanks, Twitch. Shout out to Ether. Thanks for stopping by. I'm going to shut down the stream. We'll see you guys later.
Bye, Twitch.